loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bag.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cryptcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Brian.
And we are coming to you from inside the comic crypt in Eatontown, New Jersey. And we're here with a book review. And I still sound like shit. What are we reading again, Brian?
Rumpus Room.
Yes, Rumpus Room from AWA Upshot, a publishing company that's kind of smaller but like up and coming.
It is sure not Romper Room.
Originally from 2023 by Mark Russell, Ramon, Rosanas, and Svorcina. I apologize for definitely fucking that up.
You've Svorcina.
It's Bib Fortuna. So the first question I have, just real fast, is why did you pick Rumpus Room?
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
And there were people in mascot costumes and stuff.
Yep.
So it kind of looked like a fun little kinky Rumpus Room. Mm-hmm. It wasn't.
It's not that. I appreciate the honesty and the candid kind of like, yeah, this might be a fun kind of thing.
Yeah, it looked cheeky.
It's not that.
No.
It's not that at all.
No.
It's
still fun though.
No, it's like a dark comedy kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
It is profoundly fucked up.
It's ugly.
But it was a fun read.
Yeah. Artwork's nice.
Artwork is very
read
nice.
About a bag of shit.
Yes. It's written really well. Like, it's a really fast read. And I don't mean that in like a negative way. I mean it moves. You know, like a Kirkman book moves?
Yeah,
I think you brought up the comparison to Kirkman. We talked about it earlier. But dialogue is great. And like the story just hums along. I like it. That said, overall, I think it's kind of like a mid-tier story.
I think most of the shit we read on a regular basis is mid-tier. Like, I'm not wowed very often.
Me neither. I mean, we've had it happen.
Yeah, it happens when something, like, it's got to be, like, fucking magical, like Romance.
Right.
You know,
I mean, we've both been reading for a long time, so we're kind of jaded and we want something better. But, like, it's an okay story. I'd give it a B.
I am disappointed by the major story arcs in most of the properties I love on the regular.
Well, that's a different problem because you have a freedom within independence to do what you like and make something more cohesive.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to go on forever.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you don't have any of the baggage when you pick up a book that you don't know anything about, which is nice.
Right.
So, yeah, overall enjoyed it. Like I said, I think it's like a B list kind of story. It's not bad. Reads good.
Yeah.
So, all right. Since I sound like shit, would you like to start us off while I get a hold of myself here?
Sure. We open up to a very luxurious home and a man on the telephone who is very concerned about his looks and skin cream.
Very much into skin cream. I would say skin cream is the driving force of the book.
Skin cream is definitely the driving force of the book. A woman in a pickup pulls up to his home and approaches his front door. To which he tells the person he is on the phone with that a dipshit is at the door, and he calls for a maid, which he has momentarily forgot that he has already fired. Mm-hmm. The woman at the door is Erica Hernandez. She is looking for her sister Olivia, who has previously worked for said dipshit on the phone, who we now know is Mr. Shrunk.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Bob Shrunk.
Yeah.
So, Erica Hernandez is a police detective?
You don't know that yet.
Whatever. It happens real fast. It's fine. But we see that Mr. Shrunk weirdly has a bunch of like framed art that looks like kids drew it.
Yeah, like
all over the wall.
Crayon drawings.
Yeah. He doesn't have any kids that we're aware of. So he kind of blows her off, offers her a cup of coffee, and then tells her that he's really, really busy, and then poisons her over that cup of coffee.
I like the mathematic equation where he's like, I have a lot to do today. Do you have any idea how much wealth I add to the global economy while I'm on the clock? $482,000 per minute. Your coffee has already cost the planet just north of $1 million. Mm-hmm. So congratulations. Like, this guy is a condescending douche.
Yeah, he's a jerk off.
Yes.
But he doesn't poison her coffee. He poisons the air.
Which he is immune to.
Yeah, he specifically had a nerve gas made for him that he is the only person on the planet who is immune to it, and he can just fill his home with it at any time he wants when he wants to knock someone out.
He then takes. He has two men in mascot costumes: a clown, a pig, and a donkey.
So the thing is, I initially thought it was a pig too, but we find out later when it's not wearing a gas mask, it's a bear, and it blew my mind.
Oh yeah, it pays sense.
Yeah, like I thought that was also a pig because it looks like a fucking pink pig.
Yeah, it's a big pink pig.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
they're like you said, they're like mascot costumes where the donkey looks like Eeyore.
Yeah. Definitely your vibes.
But this bear is wearing a gas mask, so it looks like a pig. I prefer it to be a pig.
It'd be funny if it were a pig.
Yeah.
But they drag the unconscious woman into the man's basement and throw her in a cell
Well, before that, we
with
see
a number of other people.
we see Shrunk's weird sculpture garden in the back, and it's like the artist just went like, "All right, what's the weirdest shit I could draw?" Like, it's so hard to describe the shit going on here.
Yeah, there's a mouthful of eyeballs, a sphinx-looking thing with a hand on its head, a whole bunch of arms.
A jungle gym made of arms holding a
Yeah,
baby.
holding
Like,
a
it's just
baby.
it's really weird shit.
I think it's like purposefully bad art.
I believe that's what they're going for. So yeah, we see Erica get thrown into that that room, which is like in an underground complex, and it looks like 7 people are there. I never got like a legitimate count. I tried at first, but I don't know.
I want to say 9 counting Erica. Mm-hmm. Because there's voting going on later, and Erica evens the voting, and then there's the guy who never votes.
Right, Woodrow doesn't.
So there's 9.
Was it Woodrow? Yeah, he never votes. Yeah.
I think probably the greatest thing about the entire book is in the background, Lionel Richie's All Night Long is playing. So there's just dialogue boxes that are the lyrics to Lionel Richie's All Night Long.
Well, the thing.
And the best parts, like the mumbo jumbo parts.
So the thing is this song plays. It comes over a PA system in like the area where you have until the end of the song to make your selection, and the people living in the Rumpus Room, because that's what this is, have to pick one of their own to be sacrificed. They're put into a separate cage and never seen again.
Taken away. Yeah, jumbo jumbo.
But it is ridiculous, and every time that popped up, that played, I was just like shifted in my seat, danced to the song.
Tamboli de de boy that. Yeah, jumbo jumbo. Do-do-do, do-do-do.
So immediately see a vote, and this lady get dragged away by the mascots, the bear and the donkey. And then we see Shrunk has to go to a board meeting because stuff's like going upside down in his company. And while he's getting ready, we see that woman who was just taken slotted into a chair that has a case around it that looks like almost like an Iron Maiden. An Iron Maiden.
Yeah, it's
got
like a
spikes.
sitting Iron Maiden. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then through some sort of miracle technology, that closes around her, and
She gets squeezed out into a cream.
But like what I specifically put down, it closes on her Iron Maiden style, then splurps out exactly one small jar of white cream labeled Bob's Cream. Like, it's literally like one little jar out of this human body that comes out fully processed from the bottom of this thing. It's very weird. But Bob's Cream is what he puts on his face to keep him looking young and healthy.
I didn't know her name was Bob.
Yeah, the whole book is set to the fact that Bob is a rich billionaire who uses this special cream on his face that is made from people. That is it.
Yeah, it's kind of like an Elizabeth Bathory thing.
Yeah, I didn't draw that connection,
I just
but yeah,
drew it
that's
right
100%.
now.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. I just want to know like how that chair processes that body in the cream.
Magic.
Oh yeah, I guess.
The magic of good art.
Erica then wakes up, and they start to explain to her they're in the Rumpus Room. this is their reality now. There's no changing it, so they might as well get used to it. And then she pulls her gun, and that really changes things. Well, it supposedly changes things.
It might actually change things.
That's literally what gets
literally
said. But it changes almost nothing. Issue 2. So we meet Hector, who worked private security for Shrunk. And he's here because he asked one too many questions. Being that an inspector showed up to check on the house. And then like a few days later, he's like, hey, Mr. Shrunk, that inspector's Jeep is still out front. What's going on with that? And then Shrunk goes, don't worry about it. Can I get you coffee? And then he ended up in the Rumpus Room.
Don't ask Mr. Shrunk questions.
What's he say? If you work for a billionaire, they assume they own you. Your furniture. And I could say, I've never worked for a billionaire, but I worked in pool service for a while. And we had a bunch of high-end accounts, so people who were fairly well off. And working on someone else's property, on their thing, they do treat you like they own you. Did not like it. And it's not all of them. It is, but it's a good amount of them.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Hector also mentions that like even with a gun, there's no getting out. It's like there's a 2-inch steel thick door. There's a cage. There's at least 2 guards. Like we don't know what's beyond that. Like there's no hope of getting out of here. This is what it is. And everyone seems very resigned to like the situation in the Rumpus Room. But it's lunchtime. Mozzarella sticks. Yay!
Well, she does find out that her sister was there.
Yes.
She has Hector. She shows her a picture.
Which I'm curious to, like... So Hector's seen her.
Yes.
Was she ever in the Rumpus Room?
I don't know. Because, like, otherwise he would have ratted her out right there.
Yes.
Because that's a later dun-dun-dun big reveal.
Right. Anyway, Tim's excited about mozzarella sticks.
Tim is a jerk.
Tim is the worst person in here.
Yes. Tim is someone who has completely accepted the fact that he is there and the way things are.
Well, because he's the top of the power dynamic. He's the one who's basically running shit, so why would he want it to change?
Yes.
Why risk what you have? So Tim goes around making introductions for everyone on Erica's behalf. We meet most of the players. He's been here the longest, other than Woodrow, but he doesn't talk, so don't worry about him. And we learn that all the prisoners worked for Shrunk personally at Crimped, which is his company. The names in this book are awful. Tim, Susan, and Claymore all think that even with a gun, they can't get out. Things are just how they are. Get used to it. Too bad. And Erica's just like, what the fuck is going on here? What's wrong with you people?
Yeah, how could you all be resigned to this?
Well, they bring up the fact that several people have tried to escape. All of them failed. And every time there's an attempt, there are consequences for everyone who is still in the Rumpus Room.
Left, yeah.
Right. And then we see a guy who like tries to get out through like the garbage, but he gets sent straight to like an incinerator. One guy's getting ready to go beat up the guys who come in, and they just drop the door on him.
That big steel door, just flatten them.
Yeah, a little ridiculous. Find out the inspector is there because he found the basement during his inspection. He's like, I'm not even supposed to be here. He was just there to check in on some renovations. And even Shrunk's own daughter is there. She's there because she's not his son anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carrie became Tina.
Giving off Musk vibes.
Oh, very much. I mean, throughout the whole book, there's definitely some like socio-political like commentary going on how rich people just kind of get away with whatever the fuck they want to,
yep,
unless something really big happens, and how they're just callous assholes. And people don't matter. Like I said before, if you're a billionaire, these people are just furniture to you.
Yeah.
What do you care about them? They're not real.
We own you.
Right, we could squeeze you into face cream and no one's gonna even fucking care.
I gotta say, with current reading, with like One World Under Doom and choosing to read this, it's just like, oh man, like I could not watch the news today. I've had my fill of.
I've pulled away for a little bit. I just couldn't take it for a little. I had to take a break. Not getting any new information in.
Yeah.
I'm doing more fun things, writing in my head before I dive back in. There's a line in here that I don't understand. I looked it up and I couldn't find anything about it. So Bob's lawyer is there with him, getting ready for the board meeting, and Frank is the lawyer. He goes, "Bob, you ready?" And Bob goes, "I was born ready, Frank, like an orangutan."
I meant to look that up, but I forgot.
I've never heard that in my life. I don't know what that means.
I know, but I wanted to look it up. Like ready like an orangutan? I've never heard that.
I Googled it and I got nothing.
Oh, you Googled it?
I Googled it.
Oh, you did look it up. Okay.
The AI tried to give me some bullshit example that I made that go away, and I couldn't find a concrete example of that existing anywhere. It's just a weird fucking phrase. If you know what that means, email us, please. I need to know.
Even if you have a theory.
Yeah. Because orangutan's not very spry animals. Like, they're very, like, calm, collected, just kind of, like, think things through kind of thing.
They are ready to go.
Yeah. But we find out the shrunk is in danger of losing his company. Like, the board is getting ready to oust him in order to take over. And he doesn't seem to be worried about it at all. Then we get a flashback to 10 years earlier, and we find out that he always wanted to be an artist. But his dad beat him until he became a businessman. So, in turn, he wanted his son, Terry, to be the artist of the family, to be able to give him what he never had.
I mean, I like that he's, like, supporting the arts.
I guess, but there's a really fucked up ideology that comes out of this where he says you could change the world with art or with a gun. Inspire change or force people to. Really messed up. So because he couldn't do it ideologically with art, he's like, alright, cool, I'll just have lots of money and power and do what the fuck I want anyway. Find out that Terry is in a middle school art auction to fund the school's new pavilion. And when the auction starts, like, all the parents and kids are up on stage, all the art pieces are covered up, everyone's, like, super excited. And then Bob goes to Terry's art piece, again, his son at the time, and praises it, being, it's like, it's the best, it's awesome. I mean, the rest of this place is a shit shed, but I like yours. And then he goes down the line and systematically
ripping into each piece of art.
And again, these are middle schoolers. Parents start to get upset, kids start to get upset, and then like a guy said, "Hey buddy, you want to take it easy? That's my kid's painting." And then Shrunk goes, "Yeah? What do you think? Who do you think you are?" And then he buys all the paintings.
Yeah,
he buys all the art.
He's like, "I think I'm the owner of this painting. In fact, I think I'm the owner of all of these paintings." Mm-hmm. While his son is just asking, "Can we just go?"
Yeah. And then he tells everyone to get a really good look because he's throwing these abortions in a bonfire in an hour. Just a spiteful fuckface.
Monster.
He's just the most unlikable guy, but he's like... He just got this, like, really, like, blasé way about him where he doesn't give a fuck about anything at all. It's crazy. And
unless his Tesla stock plummets, then he cries on TV for sympathy.
Sure. Wow. This is also where we learn that all the framed art that we saw in his house at the beginning is all these pieces of art. He kept them.
He kept them.
I assume because Sweet Sweet Tears. Issue 3. Bob basically bullshits his way through his board meeting and then treats himself to some new art.
Takes Frank with him.
Yep. They go through the art gallery looking at a bunch of like modern weird art, and then he ends up buying a sculpture of an uncircumcised penis and testicles to hang on his wall. Back in the Rumpus Room.
I'm surprised that he, like, because in that scene, as they're looking at the uncircumcised penis, he tells Frank about the skin cream. He's like, "I've got the skin cream. You've got to try it." He's like, "You're my best boy, Frank. Let me make you beautiful." Mm-hmm.
He's being helpful. He actually likes Frank.
Yeah. I
think Frank is the only person that he actually gives a shit about at all.
When he tells him, he goes, "You're my best boy, Frank. Let me make you beautiful." Mm-hmm. Like, I got like flashbacks to '89 Batman with fucking Jack Nicholson Joker and Bob. Bob, you're my number one guy. And later on, he goes, "Bob, gun." And Bob hands him the gun, and then he shoots him. And I'm like, "Oh, Frank's going to die."
Guys, Frank's going to be okay. Back in the Rumpus Room, Tim is explaining how they've got a stable thing going on here. The way it works is the old school votes as a block and protects themselves. And the old school is the group of people who've been there the longest. And they offer Erica a spot at the table in exchange for her gun. So, hey, you can be part of the safe group that we're definitely not going to get voted out because we're the ones who decide. And then we have your gun, so don't worry about it.
And that would have made them a majority.
They were already a majority.
They were already a majority because because Woodrow doesn't vote.
Right.
Erica balanced it.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so there have to be... There's 5 of them, so that means there's 4 other people and Woodrow. So yeah, so they're basically it turns into like people stumping for Erica's vote. Be like, hey, come to our side where you'll get this and this and this.
Right.
Yeah. We find out that Frank, again the lawyer, has been questioned several times about missing persons, and Bob basically said, hey man, don't worry about it. And then we see the bear and donkey mascots come in, and Bob's just like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. They work here.
Also, they make comments on how heavy the penis sculpture is.
Yeah, I mean, look at that thing.
Right. Well, later on is relevant. There's the weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it gets put on that load-bearing pillar.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that was the issue.
Well, it's part of it. I mean,
it helped.
Yeah.
Load-bearing penis.
Load-bearing penis.
So,
well, if your penis doesn't bear a load, you should go see a doctor.
Erica goes back over to Hector, and then it's just more politics stuff. They basically say, hey, with you we could beat that deadlock, and we can get rid of the old school by voting for Tim, because he's a jerk-off. And Erica's just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this at all. I just want to get out. Bob gives Frank some of that skin cream, and his new penis sculpture gets hung up. And we get consistent looks at like the Rumpus Room, and like there's a treadmill, a ping pong table, there's some workout like equipment, like they're being taken care of, I guess, right? Like
yeah, it has amenities. It's not a bad existence,
right? Well, I mean, it's not a good existence. It's an acceptable like prison situation, I guess.
But mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, mozzarella sticks. Yeah. So they only get finger food like chicken strips and French fries and stuff because they said like, well, can't have people stabbing each other with forks, so no utensils. And then it's time for a vote, and that song starts playing again, and then they vote for Tina, Shrunk's own daughter. And Tim goes, just so you know, we're not bigots, Tina. This isn't about who you are. We just gotta put someone on the box. I also love this part where Shrunk has been drinking margaritas like all day, and he gets drunk, and he pukes his dad's urn.
He throws them into his dad's urn.
Yeah. Good. And that's how that issue ends. Oh no, I'm sorry. He doesn't end there.
Yeah, before they get to put Tina in the holding area cage, Erica gets in.
Yeah, Erica decides this is the only way out. This is the way she's going.
Which, like, good for Erica, because she's getting out one way or another. She's making a stand. Like, the rest of these people have conformed. Yeah, she's like, fuck you guys. You can lay down and die.
If you look at it, this book is a it's fucking with the 2-party system, right? Being like, we're working in a fucked up system that has fucked up rules. You keep playing by the rules, it's going to continue to be fucked up. Nothing's ever going to change.
It's better to live on your feet than die on your knees.
Mm-hmm. So she's like, all right, I'm not playing by the rules, guys. I'm going to leave. Fuck you. Like, and that's it. It's very much that. The bear and the donkey show up and come to get her.
Sounds like a bear and a bad joke.
Bear and a donkey come together.
A bear and a donkey walk in a bar.
A bear and a donkey walk in a cage to get a cop. There's a little back and forth between Erica and between the bear and Erica.
Oh, great, a talker.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how, like...
It's a job, man.
But that's how conformed they are to this. Like, most of the people who get in don't talk. Like, they just accept it.
Well, there's going to be lots of different types of... There's going to be people who cry, people who fight, people who talk, right?
Sure.
It's a living. Like, that's what it comes off as. Like, it's just routine for these people. But Erica kicks the donkey and then shoots the bear and gets out.
Again, I feel like there's a joke there. Kicks the donkey, shoots the bear.
But she walks right by Shrunk and she says, "See you later, dickhead."
And he goes, "Nope."
So she runs out of the house. She finds a cop on the highway, this dude Adam, and she gets brought back to the station. So Frank has a chat with the police about missing persons. That was really a chat about them being corrupt. And then he does some soft blackmail. So this is a little flashback for them. Mm. So we know already that Shrunk is in with the police. The in with the police being that because Crypt is like a social network, Frank goes to them and is like, hey, all you cool officers are posting all this really racist shit online. We can keep that to ourselves if you don't worry about what Mr. Shrunk is doing. And a little contingent of these police are, Nazis and racist fucks.
All the icons on their chat are like Confederate flags and the blue line flag.
Mm-hmm. Just a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. What's the Punisher skull?
Yes. Well, Erica gets back to the station. She explains everything. She goes back to Shrunk's with 2 officers who, because they're involved with all this stuff, they immediately turn on her and hand her right over back to Shrunk. So she's thrown back into the Rumpus Room, but by a duck and a dog this time.
Now minus a gun.
And it's immediately time to vote. Initially, it looks like Philly, one of the old guard, is going to flip on Tim, but then Shrunk announces there will be no food for 3 days, and everyone loses their minds.
And it's all Erica's fault.
And it's all Erica's fault, so they vote for Erica. So she goes right back in the cage.
Tomorrow is taco night, you monster.
Yeah. So the donkey is walking with Shrunk and makes a point that since the guy who was in the bear costume is injured already, you're not going to be able to take him to the hospital. Why waste a good body? Make some cream out of him.
And it was his fault that Erica got away.
Yep, so punishment. So he gets dragged and made into cream. And she also and the donkey also makes the point, it's like, you got, like, this is a finite commodity. You can't just, like, waste these people all the time. Like, hold on to them. We'll use this guy. You're set for a while. They can still be punished. No big deal. It makes sense to Shrunk. So Shrunk lets Erica out of the cage. And this is the first time that's ever happened. We also get the reveal that the donkey is Olivia, Erica's sister. Yeah.
And that she told Bob and sold her sister out as a cop.
Yep. It's fucked up. Fuck that lady. Mm-hmm. Also a terrible person. Issue 5. Shrunk is getting an interview for a show called Hey Bitch.
The hostess is, I mean, it's, only as obnoxious as you can make her while you read the book. But my God, she's so obnoxious.
Well, she busts in the door and says, "Hey, bitch!"
Yeah.
And Shrek goes, "Oh, I'm already enjoying this." But at the same time, Woodrow speaks up. We find that he was the first resident of the Rumpus Room because he built it. And he says there's no winning if they play by the rules, like the point I made before. Like, you got to play outside of the game because otherwise you're just inside the rules. You're never going to win. He points out a load-bearing beam for the whole house, which is unstable because of what it's grounded into. It's in siltstone, I think he says.
Yes, siltstone.
Mm-hmm. He also points out that they're going to all be crushed in the cream eventually. So it's better to die toppling the house on top of themselves than to be cream. I would say yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. And while the interview is going on above, the whole Rumpus Room gets to work trying to shift the beam. Except Tim. Because fuck Tim.
I was kind of hoping that Tim would turn in.
I would hope, but he's just garbage.
Yeah.
He's garbage. So them shifting the thing works. In the middle of Shrunk's interview, the floor collapses. A cameraman falls down.
Falls into the hole.
Right. And a bunch of them climb out like ants.
What the shit?
Yeah. I'm sorry, not the cameraman, the sound guy, because the cameraman catches the footage.
Yes.
There's a scuffle. Shrunk pulls a gun during the fight, so like the house is falling down. There's dust and dirt everywhere. People are fighting, escapees and people in costume. During that, Shrunk pulls out a gun and accidentally shoots Olivia in the donkey costume. So this way we can have a dramatic reveal later. He says, "Oh shit, sorry."
You like the Darth Vader moment she has with Erica?
Yes.
Erica, help me get this mask off.
Yeah.
I swear if the next line was, "Let me look upon you with my own eyes." Like, what?
Yeah. So that kind of clears. Then we see Tina climb out. Remember, this is Shrunk's daughter. To see her dad under some rubble. And he tells her to get back in the Rumpus Room. She comes out and he says, "Terry, go. You can't be out here. Go back. Back inside the Rumpus Room."
And he's like half buried under rubble.
Yeah,
and stuff.
he's covered in shit. And then we see the Hey Bitch van hightailing it out of there while half of the building like collapses.
Tina gets her last word as she walks out. She goes, "It's Tina now."
Yeah. And then we get a 1 year later wrap up. Essentially, everything for Shunk comes crashing down. After the escape, the footage is released. It ruins them. Erica became chief of police. Hector is now an officer under her. All those racist officers were fired, but immediately hired as crimped personal security. And then we get a walkthrough of how Olivia was working for Shrunk as an accountant. She came across some shit she shouldn't have, and he gave her a choice. Like, he allowed her to decide what to do, and she decided to...
Yeah, to sign up.
Yeah, it's like, I need to prove my trust, and so she started...
You want to give me a loyalty test? Life is a loyalty test.
Right, so she started squishing people into cream.
Which is very disappointing, because, like, you kind of hope that Erica's coming in to save someone who's worth saving.
Right, you would think.
Yeah.
Right? Nope. Piece of garbage.
I would say in most stories, the person being saved isn't going to turn out to be a piece of shit.
Sure. You never really know anybody, right?
Yeah, now she's an accomplice to all these murders.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the book, we see Bob's headstone that says, Bob Shrunk, richer than you. And then we see that he survived, but now he's got a mangled face. That's the end of the book.
Which is pretty great. Good for him and his mangled face. I'd rather him have to live with that, knowing that he was, like, so vain.
Well, now he doesn't have any money. He is super vain. His face is all fucked up. He's lost everything.
Hating the transgender daughter and just locking her up because she was transgender.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, my God.
An embarrassment to him. It's all about him.
I know, but, like, good lordy lord, like, a little too real world.
Right. But yeah, like I said before, it is very much like a socio-political kind of commentary on everything. Like, it's rich fucks getting to do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. The two-party system being locked into a game that no one's going to win.
Right.
Like, garbage.
Yeah, this book honestly seemed like it was going to be way more fun instead of the fucking downer that it was. The characters are fun. Bob, as nuts as he is a fun guy.
The dialogue is fantastic.
Yeah,
like, everything, nothing's... Dark things happen, but the dialogue is so, like, quick and snappy. It feels supernatural, and it's entertaining to read. Bob is, like, crazy upbeat for being a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, he's constantly in a good mood, and that comes across. Even the people in the Rumpus Room, like, no one's like, oh man, we're all gonna die. Everyone's like really invested in what's going on, and it comes across.
Oh boy, mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, but like, again, the dialogue
you
really
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, the dialogue super carries the story, and I really like it.
Yeah, me too. Enjoyed it.
The dialogue I really like. The book I'm in the middle on.
The
story was okay.
What do you want for an indie? The fast-paced indie? Yeah, like I said, they're not.
Look, this is better than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a trash pile.
Did you like it more than Secret Wars?
Yes.
Okay, then then it's a win.
This was a really quick read, and it just wasn't torture.
Did you like it more than the second go-through of House M?
Yes.
All right, then. So it's already beaten Marvel stuff by odds.
Yeah. Well, I said it's a B story. It's like a B story.
I mean, like, out of everything we've read so far, which, like, I couldn't even begin to remember.
Well, let's not do anything crazy now, because towards the end, like, around our year mark, I want to do like a worst and best kind of recap. So I don't want to like tread that ground now.
All right. But I mean, like, fuck you, I'm gonna tread it anyway.
Fine.
I'm just saying. Like, the only thing, because like without having a list in front of me to remember everything, the only real like standout, like holy shit that was amazing was Black Sad. Mm-hmm. Like the only thing that like made me want more, like holy shit, I want more volumes of this.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I don't mean this in a I'm not trying to be coy, because it's published by Dark Horse, but to have a Dark Horse like that come out of nowhere where I've never heard of it, you've only kind of heard of it, and for it to be that good, yeah, it's fantastic.
It's almost embarrassing for how long I've seen that book sit around shelves on comic shops and just going, I don't really care about a cat detective. I don't really care about a cat detective.
Yeah, and
yes, I do. It was amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of it at all, and I like noir stuff. It just for whatever reason didn't end up on my radar. So again, for this book I thought it was going to be a trash fire, and it turned out to be pretty entertaining. So yeah, if you want a fun little dark humor read, it's worth the.
Yeah, I'd say
how
it's
much
worth
is this?
it.
Like $15? $17.
Yeah, nothing's $15.
I think $17 is worth.
Back in my day, graphic novels were $9.99.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's just that's a Valentine's special or a holiday special.
Now the first printings of Invincible, Volume 1 and 2, and Walking Dead 1 and 2 were like $9.99.
Image does that. It does it less frequently, but it makes Volume 1s $10 occasionally still to make them more affordable, so readers are more likely to jump on.
But if you get a Volume 1 of Invincible or Walking Dead now, they're $15.
Like I said, they did it for a long time. Like up until within the past couple of years, all their Volume 1s are $9.99. I don't know if it's current. I would have to look at something that came out within the past year, or let's say this like 2024 forward, to see if that's still true. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, for price of admission, I think it's worth it for this one.
Yeah,
it's not going to knock your socks off. It's just like a weird read.
For a bunch of like gross, disappointing characters, it was fun.
I think Erico is a fantastic character.
Erico was a fantastic character,
and Bob was a fantastic villain.
Bob was a great villain, but gross.
But like a good villain should be gross.
The sister being scummy, like way disappointing.
Yeah. Look, there's definitely like
Tim was shit from the minute he opened his mouth. It was just like, oh fuck you! I hope you die. Like, I hope I got everyone in the cage. It was like, I hope I get to see Tim die.
Yeah, Tim's got to die. Yeah. Well, we didn't see Tim after the collapse, so I just assume he died.
Right. Right.
So yeah, this is a weird pick.
Yeah, good job, Mark Russell.
Yeah,
all kinds of mixed feelings about it.
But so if you would like to give us some books to review, you could do that at thecomiccryptcast@gmail.com.
I got like my next 3 picks ready.
I have my next one set. I might have one after that. I have to see exactly.
And mine are just going to stay this weird.
Oh, I was going to say I'm going to do weird stuff too.
Oh yeah.
That's not going to be good, guys. It's going to get weird. So yeah, give us some suggestions. We'll try to prioritize those over our own picks. So you can follow the store on Instagram and Facebook. Links will be in the show notes. You can see when we get those weird trades in, when we get them in stock for the store. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No. I think Rumpus Room was a win. I recommend it. Try something new.
Absolutely. Always try something new.
Yep.
All right. Go read your books.
Go read your books.
We loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags like comics. The hardcore get it while the soft bitches vomit. I came to this earth on a radiated comet. Now the planet is in perilous danger because I'm on it. Fly super villain with the superpowers in me. Got the red issues and all my shit is minty. Body like Ben Grimm, suckers I be beating down. Look around and we be found chilling out in Eatontown. I be at the comic crypt stacking up the kryptonite. Doomsday and Superman every time I grip the mic. Dark Phoenix overloading, supernova sunspot exploding. I'm the Punisher reloading Bobby Drake when he's frozen. Storm forming ominous clouds over the ocean. Working with Professor X to master my emotion. Have you posing in the box whether you know it or not. I'll easily bag your bitch like Logan did to Scott. Mr. Sinister plots when I administer shots to clone Gene from a jeans. Then this shit'll get hot like Inferno. Burn slow, humans are ash. God loves man kills in the days of future past. Now I'm working on a science lesson. Me and Brian Stratton, a rat in a cage who can't stop buying X-Men.
Like a flower that blooms in the spring.